Thank you for the invitation to speak at this conference on invigorating Indigenous education and well-being towards sustainability. Really, congratulations on forming such a knowledgeable and important gathering of partners to enhance the informed and equitable dialogue on learning to live together. Learning to live together is one of the four pillars of UNESCO's purposes of education, as stated in their 1996 Dolores report. But adding sustainability to it makes it even more relevant today. And congratulations as well to IIUM for continuing with your pursuit of engaging and learning, not only about, but from, with, and for the Indigenous people of Malaysia, and particularly Gombak. It's such an important task, and I respect the approach of informed collaboration and learning from and with one another. And thanks also to IIUM and likely many others who are there today for partnering in our UNESCO Chair's ongoing global research program in reorienting education and training systems to improve the lives of Indigenous youth. It's important we began the research by exploring the various perspectives held by different stakeholders and parts of the community in what constitutes quality education. So we held dialogues with ministry officials, with elders, with parents, with students and teachers and so on. And a couple of the key findings were truly interesting. Just as non-Indigenous people do not choose to be frozen in a cultural time, Indigenous peoples also want to adapt with the world in which they must survive and thrive. And some of the findings that we found, for instance, that there was agreement that one of the really important things was the teaching of 21st century competencies. This is really fortunate because it means we can continue to build on some of our already constructed curriculum. But they had cultural concerns as well. They wanted their history, their stories, and so on maintained as to who they are as a people. But as well as content, there was also the pedagogy that needed to be adapted. And fortunately, again, experiential learning, learning from the land, learning from other people in the community, including the elders and so on, is good for all students and so on. So, but they pointed out that just, again, aligning with what is good education for all students, they needed access to all forms of knowledge and different perspectives. So on. But this collaboration, this learning from and with, it's important for both Indigenous and non-Indigenous people alike. We know the world is increasingly challenged by wicked issues, like currently highlighted by the Conference of the Parties, or COP, on biodiversities and species loss. That's now underway. And then there's the upcoming COP 26 on climate change in Glasgow in a few days. These are just sort of two issues, but there are so many more that the world recognizes. For instance, in the 2030 Agenda with its 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Now, we constantly hope for technological breakthroughs to easily make these wicked issues go away. But I think down deep, we intrinsically know that we must change our pervasive worldviews. The last 150 years around well-being, what we want, these worldviews that are dominated by the ongoing concept of progress, right? Now, education systems are, as well as religious systems, but education systems are at the heart of shaping worldviews, and therefore must be at the heart of discussing the shifting of worldviews. But to what do we shift? And how will we be shifted? You know, currently the shifting seems dominated by global markets and so on. Now, certainly indigenous worldviews that lasted for millennia have a voice and a message that we should understand, comprehend, and consider. Not, I'm saying, to return to a past, but to seek and extract the key basic premises for our nations to build upon with renewed relevance. Now, discussions of rebuilding concepts of individual well-being and collective well-being are important to hold. But taking in the indigenous perspectives, as you are today, of not only current well-being, but including indigenous understandings of intergenerational well-being, a perspective that so aligns with the concept of sustainable development, is indeed cutting edge. So thank you for this opportunity to speak, and I look forward to the outcomes of your deliberations. I wish you a thoughtful and constructive conference. Thank you.